Here's the very same David Shapiro. On a day when the market,
I'm going to
up a tick of a percent.
That's a new one. I'm borrowing that one from
1/10 of 1%.
Is that what it is?
Well, that's it.
Yeah,
Well,
tick.
that's I think. What else?
It was up point
You're a tick bird, Dave.
0.04%.
Aren't you an auditor
Yeah, I was.
in a previous
We
life?
used to. They don't do it anymore. We used to have red and green pens. I loved it. Certain
Red pens as well.
Yeah,
I thought that was
no.
only for managers.
No, red. You were ticking green and you were ticking red, and they don't do that anymore.
So you had a
Everything's
little
done on computer.
a little tick today on the JSE.
At least we ended up, Alec, and I think that was good news because, after Friday and after no news over the weekend, only bearish reports in the weekend press, I expected the sell-off to maybe continued. We found some support in mining shares. I think that was the main reason that the market actually ended up a tick. Industrials and financials broadly lower. Big sell-off in industrials. Industrials has been the one segment of the market that has actually held up, and we've seen quite a bit of smart money coming into the market. But today, construction shares, retailers gave way.
Yeah, it's internationally, and the Dow Jones is at the moment up also. It seems to have been that kind of day where there might have been big moves up and down, but generally the market is pretty flat.
There's two things that we have to measure, and I don't want to get too carried away, but you heard Nouriel Roubini over the weekend. He came out and he said we're getting the perfect storm. America, financial woes, Japan stagnating, debt woes in Europe, and China slowing
David,
down.
surely at some point in time you've got to say, Mr. Roubini, you right well under 50%. He was, if you go and have a look at his record, he certainly has not had an impeccable track record since 2008, where he was accurate. January 2008, where he called the crash that was coming. Johan Rupert called the crash. Nassim Taleb called it as well, but Roubini, I suppose, makes a living out of forecasting.
Well, he does, and I think that attracts him. It attracts him in the media and gives him a name, attracts him to talk at places, and he's becoming known as Dr. Doom. But
becoming known,
he
calls
Dr.
himself
Doom. Yeah, Dr. Doom.
He has a column in Forbes that says,
is that called Dr. Doom?
Yeah, he called Dr. Doom's column, sure.
So I think against that backdrop, it's very hard to attract people into the market. Alec, what I think is going to swing the market is we're still going to get good corporate results. We're still looking...
i.e. Telkom.
No, we're talking international, not telecom. I think even if you went through all our results here, they weren't bad. And I think globally we're going to get plus 10% for the next couple of years. And that's going to be the driver of any support for the market. That's going to surprise us on the upside. I think that gives the market some underpin. But it's not this is not a roaring bull market. This is not the kind of market where you feel you've got to be in. But I still think I'd prefer to be in some companies that are paying 5-6% dividend yields than sitting in cash, which is giving you nothing.
You've got the expert next to you. Ernest Kaplan's going to be telling us all about Telkom in a moment. But what was your view?
I was just chatting to Ernest just off air. If you look at Telkom, the market cap of Telkom is 19 billion. The market cap of Vodacom, 160 billion, of MTN, 260 billion. So it gives you an idea of the destruction of wealth, bearing in mind that...
It's only 19 billion, and they dropped 10 in Nigeria. So they basically dropped 1/3 of their value by going into Nigeria at the wrong time and buying the wrong stuff.
Well, it gives you an idea of
I suppose that's why they all have
past,
different chief executives.
Yeah.
The latest one... I kid you not, David. This is audio we're talking about. She talks to us on a speakerphone. But you can't have a speakerphone on the radio. Oh, then I'll speak to you on my cell phone. But what?
You're a fixed line operator. You're selling fixed line.